Look at that, we're in Peru, ladies and gentlemen. I am becoming the first to drive a tuk-tuk from Argentina to Alaska. Nobody's done it before, and I have to fight through every little bit of bureaucracy in each country with this vehicle to reach the goal that I'm striving for.
The cost is $2,500 US, unfortunately.
Hey, what are you saying?
Para ti, para ayudarte.
Another go at 3 wheels to Alaska.
Que necesito ir al banco, probablemente Banco Union, y pagar 260 bolivianos y volver con factura. Entonces voy a ir al banco, volver y después
puede pasar normal.
Sí, después de eso. Sí.
Síguenos.
Gracias, man.
In the previous episode, I stamped out of Bolivia, had my dog's documents looked at, but when I went to the vehicle stamp office, it all went to shambles. A 5-minute procedure took hours as the customs official looked at my situation, something in which she had never seen anything like before. I was a foreigner which had bought a Bolivian vehicle, traveled around for 2 years outside the country, wrote it off in a crash in Brazil and abandoned it, to then return to Bolivia to buy a new one. I was now trying to take a second Bolivian vehicle out of the country. In her eyes, I seemed like a foreign exporter of tuk-tuks, and the issues only got worse from here.
Amigo, estoy en la frontera con Perú ahora, listo para salir. Y la cosa es la primera vez que estoy escuchando eso, que la regla dicen si estoy saliendo con un vehículo boliviano y si el vehículo está fuera más de 90 días, necesito pagar 6,000 bolivianos de una multa para volver de nuevo a entrar.
6,000 bolivianos, ¿eso te están diciendo del lado boliviano o del lado...?
No, lado boliviano.
La verdad que no tenía ni idea de eso, pero déjame que haga un par de llamadas.
Righty then. I'm trying to walk away from the military stop and also that office of customs clearance to just explain it a bit better, but I got on the phone straight after to one of the company employees that was really helping me before, so I've just explained the situation, and then in doing that I had the military kind of come down to potentially eavesdrop. I don't know, I was speaking in Spanish obviously on the phone as well. I've just been in Bolivia now less than 3 months. That's perfect for my visa, and just when they're releasing me to Peru now, and my third tuk-tuk on the system has come up that I already have a Bolivian vehicle outside of Bolivia. So if I was to enter Bolivia with that second vehicle before coming into Bolivia already and organizing a new vehicle, the cost is $2,500 US, unfortunately, to enter Bolivia again with a Bolivian vehicle after it's been outside of Bolivia for more than 90 days, like my second one has.
So in hindsight, if the crash never happened, I still would have driven to Bolivia. It was the next country on my route, and I potentially would have been forced to pay this ridiculous fine, or even worse, had my vehicle confiscated.
Since I've organized the third tuk-tuk, I'm now paying a fine which is only about $50 US for the reasoning of me leaving in a third tuk-tuk while my second tuk-tuk's still outside of Bolivia. So $50 is a lot better than $2,500. So I'm cleared to leave after paying that fine. She's dilly-dallying. She's never seen such a hectic problem. There's some kids in this plaza playing ball, if you can hear in the background, but she's never had such a hectic problem, so she's calling her manager to like finalize how I can get this receipt document to then go to the bank, pay it, come back, get it cleared with her, and then I can leave in my third vehicle. But she said, listen, with your new vehicle, if you're outside of Bolivia for more than 90 days, when you go to come back to Bolivia, and yes, you have to come back, she said, you have to pay a fine, but the fine will be the amount of $2,500, the full amount. So I've got this kind of hectic problem on my hands where I assumed I would be at least 3 months outside. I was thinking more so 5 months to do the modifications, travel summer Peru, potentially travel Ecuador, come back to Peru, come back to Bolivia. There's now this huge ordeal where there's a good chance that if I'm outside for 90 days now in my new vehicle, I just can't afford to come back to Bolivia, which is such a shame. I had already planned the new route through Bolivia to get back to Brazil, to get back to my stuff, get back to my old tuk-tuk, sell it for scrap parts is kind of the plan with the old tuk-tuk. That's a huge headache where it's doable for me to go to Chile through Peru, enter Argentina, and then enter Brazil again. And travel a bit of Paraguay, completely bypassing Bolivia. But obviously, that's even more of a detour than we're already doing to see what we want to see, unfortunately. I'm going to go back up to the office now and go back to the tuk-tuk. Paddy's doing so well, patiently waiting. I'm just cooking in my mind right now in this small border town with Peru and Bolivia.
No.
Also, the lady in there, I was trying to film so I could like re-listen to what she was saying to understand it fully, but also to include it in some content. She heard the blip when I started recording and she was like not happy. She was like, "You cannot record in here, buddy."
That's it, leaving the Bolivian border. The next closest bank is back in Copacabana, so we've got to drive about 20 minutes back, 20 minutes to then come back to leave. Nobody could prepare me for the absolute mess that would be leaving Bolivia today. Absolutely wild. Thank you so much. Gracias. Gracias. Eso es. Una leyenda. Gracias, señor. Because they took so long figuring out the form that I need to take to a bank, she ended up giving me a post-it note with some numbers scribbled on it. I was like, "Buddy, can you give me an official document?" Because I didn't give a reason, but she understood the reason. What if it's just her bank account? She had her like a bank account number and then the amount I needed to pay. That was it. It's so unofficial. It's so like so ridiculous. And I was there for an hour and a half. It's like least you could do is just print out the copy of the form. It takes 2 seconds. So I know Latin American mechanics, and I also know like just how long stuff can take to get things done in a quality manner. And I just suspect that by the time, because Lima's quite a bit away into Peru, for me to get into Lima, modify the tuk-tuk, and then get back to Bolivia, that whole process is a good chance. It's like that's gonna take more than 90 days, and then I would be screwed. The whole reason we're going to Peru, like rather than going back to Brazil, getting our stuff, the whole reason it's just because they've got the solid mechanics in Peru that have the know-how and the capabilities, and also the sheer amount of tuk-tuks that just run that whole city. The Bolivian mechanics, when I asked the top 2 mechanics almost in the whole country, I would say, they both said, "Go to Peru. What you're trying to do, we can't do." So it's currently 3 p.m. The bank closes at 4 p.m. in Copacabana, so I'll make it. You're doing so good. I'm so proud of you, Miss Pats. So well behaved back there. I've already been stamped out of Bolivia, personally. My vehicle hasn't. You see how weird this whole system is? So, because I've been stamped for today and today's date, I'll probably have to leave today's date, and then I have to enter Peru on today's date. If there's like a day where I was in no man's land and unaccounted for, I just feel like that might have more issues attached to it as well. So we've got to push through. We've got to get this whole situation sorted today. We're driving back to Copacabana, going to the bank, driving back to the border, crossing today to Peru. That's what's happening.
Weep for yourself, my man. You'll never be what is in your heart. But it was not your fault but mine, and it was your heart on the line.
Nice. It's freaking closed. Golly. ¿Cuánto es eso?
A 15.
So we just went across the way, got a snack. There, when stuff's going kind of downhill a bit south, it's not a lot that a pat from your dog and a chocolate biscuit can't fix. So gonna hook in. All right, relax, Ryan. Sweet. Okay. What's happened now is I didn't want to cross today, and then I realized actually I probably have to. And now that the bank's closed, I'm like, well, what's the go now? I don't want to out of just pure neglect. Like I'm probably doing now overkill on this because I'm greatly overthinking it. But I'm now going to drive back to the border and just mention to her, hey, you got the times wrong on the bank. The bank was closed. Do I have to cross on foot today, cross back because I've simply been stamped? Or can I just wait till tomorrow? Like, what's the go? Yeah. Chomping down a couple more biscuits, driving back to the border. There's freedom without. We're back at the border. Absolute friggin' mess, man. Nobody traveling with me. Hey now, no limits. They come. It is what it is. Between us. See you in a sec, Patty. See you in a sec. Right, I'm glad I checked because she doesn't know. She's like, this is the Bolivian side. With Bolivia, there's no problem. Go check with Peru. So, right now, I'm crossing the gates on foot by myself. Funny how I thought that Patty was going to be the problem with the amount of documents Peru was asking for with her, but it's the vehicle. And it's not even the vehicle I'm driving, it's the vehicle that's gotten written off back in Brazil. Absolutely wild. ¿Está Peru aquí? ¿Cómo estás? Look at that, we're in Peru, ladies and gentlemen. Who would have thought? There's already a tuk-tuk. There's two tuk-tuks right in front of me.
There's one tuk-tuk and then behind it there's another one. That's insane. This is Peru, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. First sightings, and they've got doors.
Fine with Peru, they said. No problem. Immigration's 2-minute chat. They're a bit like, righto, bud. Bolivia's being difficult with you, but yeah, no problem. Tomorrow, see you tomorrow, basically. They spoke in English, it was pretty cool. Wild, they even have like the touristic shops in no man's land, more or less. Because it's like after the roadblock there and between the Bolivian roadblock in front of us as well. Alright, we'll go to Patty, sleep the night in the tent. Happy days. I'm just gonna have a simple dinner. We bought some eggs and there's a huge amount of bread. They have like a bread oven inside apparently. So that'll do for dinner. In the tent, call an early night. And yeah, try again tomorrow for this Peruvian border. Jeepers. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cuál es lo más rico en tu opinión?
Eso.
Son grandes.
Sí, es rico.
Sí, me parece que sí.
Está calientito. Fresquito.
Calentito, fresquito. ¿Cuánto es uno?
6 bolivianos.
6?
Sí.
Ok, sería perfecto. Gracias. Sí, es caliente. It's gonna be a simple dinner, but a good one. Look at this. Look at this crunch. Oh, hell yeah. Oh. Come this way, twats. Leaving the tuk-tuk behind us, and we're trying to suss out this. ¿Sabes más? Mucho sobre eso? No tanto. Ok. ¿Estás bien?
Sí.
Ok.
Todo bien.
¿Todo bien? ¿No necesitas nada? Tengo pan, amigo. Tengo agua. ¿Quieres agua, pan?
Agua.
Claro, amigo. Voy a traer. Ok. Vamos para ti. All right. My friend back there looked like he was just crying. A bit worried about the man. Hey, hey, hey.
Okay, you can piss. We had just the street dog took a piss on our van. Yeah, nice little leak, eh? There you go. This is an interesting day.
Este lago se llama Lago Titicaca.
Sí, ya estuve ayer bañando.
Allá es.
Bañando un poquito.
¿Fuiste a Perú?
Intentamos hoy, pero no llegamos.
¿Mañana vas a ir?
Sí, mañana.
¿De qué país eres, amigo?
Tengo pan mío. Soy de Australia. Es un filtro para ti tomar agua limpio. Todo limpio para ti.
Gracias, gracias.
You want water too? Voy a traer el agua para mí, perita. Not really for my mate too much. He's a bit distraught, so I'm just seeming to cheer him up by talking about what I'm doing. Huh? Get you water too? Yeah, man. ¿Cómo es tu nombre?
Freddy.
Freddy. Un gusto, amigo. Mi nombre es Ryan.
Brian.
Es para ti.
Está bien.
Vamos a dejarte unos minutos. Vamos a conocer allá.
¿Ya? Está bien.
Sit, Patty. Sit. Stay. Vamos. Por aquí. Let's check what this. Some ruins of something. No. Leave the caca. Hey. Leave. Vamos. A bunch of ruins, actually. Look at that. Whole house. At one point. Bit of wood. Even a bit of metal. What do you think about that, Miss Butts? Gorgeous mountain view. Check that out. It's like remnants of like another house, like a bit of a smaller one alongside. Got a window there. It's on the side of the highway. Saw this and thought, you know what? How good's this? It's crazy to imagine the people that were once living in and amongst here. Wow. Probably looks like about 6-7 houses in total, to be honest. Bit of rubbish, people using the bathroom back here as well. I'm not gonna go further, that looks a bit menacing, but another house here, another back of a house there. It's got lawn. There you go. Okay.
¿Y fuiste a hablar de Disney?
Sí, me gusta mucho. Place. Good girl. Sorry, I had some stuff on the back seat. Good to help people out when we can, I guess. Do what we can. Good girl, buds. ¿Cuánto tiempo estás más allá? Espera como 10 minutos, voy a volver.
¿Ahora te vas a Copacabana?
Mi plan es para comprar cosas para ti, como una bebida y más comida para ti.
Ya, y te espero y nos vamos juntos ya. Porque voy a Copacabana.
Bueno, vamos ahora y comemos allá.
¿Ya?
Okay. We're going. I'll just get the back organized a bit better for old mate here. Oof, that was the eggs. Good girl, Patty. Jeepers. Already got the door absolutely dying on us. Okay. Sí, puedes poner tus piernas sin problemas allá y sentar cómodo. Sí. ¿Todo bien? Toca a ella un poquito para ella. Ella es tranquila. Good girl. Ok. Voy a cerrar la puerta para ti. Good girl. Relax. Él va a viajar con nosotros. Mira. Place. Good girl. There you go. Good relax. ¿Estás cómodo? Bien. Ok, bien. Good relax. Mira. Good girl, Pati. Good girl. Estás casi mi primer amigo atrás. Es un gran honor. Bien.
gusto.
Un
Es
gusto.
placer acompañarte.
Perfecto. Sí, vamos a un restaurante.
¿Ya?
Vamos a comer. And Patty's doing a great job. Just chilling. It's a bit squishy in the back, of course, because I've got all my stuff. Nice. So yeah, together we're going back to Copacabana. That's where we literally woke up this morning. About a 15-minute drive. And at least the highway's not too packed, you know? So it's pretty safe. We go about 5 kilometers an hour slower when we got somebody else in the vehicle too. So the buddy back there, yeah, he needs some help, so we're gonna help him out today. ¿Te gusta el reggaetón, no?
Oh, me encanta.
Yeah.
Escucho de todo.
Muy bien. That's the Copacabana in front. Freddie said he likes some reggaeton, so checked it out. Esa. Mejor ese. ¿Qué yo para ti?
Lo malo no es que no entendí, lo malo fue que confundí.
Voy a abrir la puerta.
Muy bien. Tú hiciste lo. Good job, Pati. Good job. ¿Este restaurante es bueno?
Claro,
Perfecto, perfecto. Espera ya, Pati, you're okay. You don't need to come out. So we made it. This is the same restaurant. We've had a couple feeds out already. So right on the water. Nice. We'll get something for the two of us and have an early dinner with Freddie here. Sentamos afuera, mejor, para que pueda por la perrita. Perfecto. Elegir cualquier cosa que quieres. Jugo de limón y qué más. El set es bueno si tenés hambre. Con sopa, segundo, postre.
Ya.
Solo necesitas como elegir tu segundo y qué sopa.
Pica macho, está bien.
Bien. Gracias.
Un omelette de pollo, un menú y 2 jugos de limón, ¿no?
Gracias. Gracias, amigo. ¿En qué trabajas?
En una estación de servicio donde venden combustible.
Ah, bien, bien. Pero los ojos molestan, ¿no?
Sí, están los ojos, ¿no?
Sí, un poco. Yo pensé, estás triste, por eso pregunté sobre un novio o algo que pasa.
No, solo que me sentía mal ayer. Ya estoy mejor ya.
Bien. Podemos sentar adentro si el sol molesta.
Sí, claro.
Vamos, voy a poner ella dentro del coche. Ok, vamos. Yeah, I thought he was upset, but no, it's that the sun hurts his eyes. He said he's running out of the medication. I might try to help him with a night of sleep and a trip to the pharmacy for that stuff. So, Patty's gonna look after the tuk-tuk. We'll just sit inside. Aquí mío, para ti no mirar la ventana. Voy a cuidar por la perita. Mejor.
Sí.
Bien.
Solo que no había combustible.
Es un problema. Entonces no hay trabajo.
No hay trabajo, pero por el momento estoy en el hotel.
Bien.
Sí, por el momento. O sea, no estoy dejando de trabajar, sigo trabajando, sigo.
Claro. Gracias, amigo.
Y en Perú está...
Salud. Salud, amigo. Bien. No es nada. Me gusta ayudar. Estoy con un día un poco mal y quiero mejor, siento mejor para ayudarte, amigo. Sí, aprovecho.
Qué bien. I got the omelette. Looks good. Bigger than I thought. Nice. Patty is just chilling in the tuk-tuk there still. Yo sentí que quiero huevos esta noche. Y aquí estamos.
Vamos a la farmacia para comprar las cosas para tu ojo. Bien. Gracias, amigo. Muy amable. ¿Y sí, seguras que tengas un lugar para dormir esa noche?
Sí, sí, sí.
Ok, bien, bien. Ok, la farmacia y después necesito encontrar el lugar para acampar si está bien. Una tormenta tal vez esta noche. Sí, ¿con tarjeta puedo pagar? No, efectivo, bien.
Este aceite de rojo, ¿no?
¿Para los 12?
Para mí.
Para él.
¿Sí?
Normal,
Sí,
¿no?
del rojo de la- sí.
¿Está bien? Bien. Gracias. Ok, con ese clima voy a volver la perita. Digo, cuídate, ¿sí? ¿Sigues trabajando, sí?
Sí.
Muy bien.
Que te vaya bien, Dios te bendiga.
Vos también, amigo. Ciao. Ciao, Freddy. A good lad. He's got a family apparently and a couple of jobs, but I think he's just a troubled man, so at least we can do what we can. Just, he looked about my age as well, so just, yeah, if you're in a hard place, just freaking give him a plate of food, like lemonade and a bottle of eye drops, and it goes a long way, I think. So he'll get back to Patty. She's just chilling in the tuk-tuk in front of that restaurant still. He said his second job was in a hotel. That's why he did have a bed tonight. If not, like, yeah, I was like happy to shout him a bed and a shower at one of these like little hostels. They're not too expensive anyway, but no, he said he was good, so that's good that he's good.
Absolutely the best. I am so proud of you. You did well letting the complete stranger in the car. Let's get a tent sleep going in this quite shit weather, but the tent's wet, so we've got to set it up anyway. Might as well sleep in it. Well then, we only got it done. We're back at the spot, $6 US. We're about to have a shower. I've got the tent set up for the night, so we made it, didn't we, Miss Clothes? So yeah, proud of the efforts today. It was a huge day. We helped out some legends as well. So, gonna call it there. Thanks for joining us on another episode. What a day, what a day.